have the power to change your reality. What you believe and think shapes your life. Now, what I want to talk about is something that's shaping the future of our cities. We all know it as the smart city. We've heard this name on many different occasions. Now, if you're not aware, a smart city is an urban area that uses technology as well as data to make life better for everyone living here. Imagine a place where everything from traffic to energy use is run more efficiently with the help of technology. Smart cities, they use things like the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, which is supposed to make life smoother and more sustainable, as we are told. So, what makes a smart city? Well, let me go into that. So, you have intelligent infrastructure. Now, in smart cities, sensors are embedded in things like the roads, the buildings, the utilities, the infrastructure of the city. These sensors collect data, a lot of data, which is supposed to help monitor traffic, air quality, energy use, and do it all in real time. You also have sustainable energy. Now, when it comes to these cities, they're supposed to use renewable energy as well as technology to make the energy use more efficient. Okay, it's supposed to reduce waste as well as cut down on the carbon emissions. Then there's the connected transportation. Now, imagine a city where traffic flows, there's no stoppage, no delays, public transport is more reliable, and systems, can adjust instantly to any changing condition. That's what smart transportation and traffic management is supposed to achieve. Okay. Now, there's also data-driven decisions. So smart cities, they use data from all kinds of sources. I just listed, a few for you. All right. These decisions that are used from the data are supposed to make better decisions. Well, guess what? I thought that we as humans make our own decisions, but hey, who am I? So back to the data-driven decisions. This is supposed to help improve public services, plan for the future, as well as react quickly in emergencies. Now, I do think that if emergencies can be responded to at a faster rate, hey, have at it, because that's what we all need, especially in those type of situations. So, getting back on point here, public safety and health. Now, smart cities also use technology to track health trends. It's supposed to predict risk. Now, I have a problem with that because, I think about a particular movie. I can't put my tongue on it right now in the sense of what I'm thinking, but it was supposed to predict, in that movie, it was supposed to predict future crimes. So they're talking about predict risk. Yeah, that's something to think twice about. But for the most part, these cities are supposed to put safety as the top priority. And when I think of safety, I think of the word control. But hey, safety is top priority, especially when it comes to AI as well as the sensors. They should work together to prevent potential dangers. Okay. Now, then you have the citizen engagement. Now, smart cities, aren't just about technology. They're supposed to be about the people. Now, again, these cities offer platforms where residents can connect with local governments, share concerns, as well as take part in even, the decision-making processes. So, smart cities are supposed to improve the quality of life, make cities more sustainable, and create a more efficient, innovative environment. But we also need to ask at what cost. So, please reflect on the moral implications and the future of humanity. If you fail to see what is happening right before your eyes, it's because you're choosing to ignore your fundamental rights as a human being on this planet. Now, again, smart cities, they bring many benefits, but there are some important concerns we need to consider and how they're going to impact our society as well as the culture. Let's take a look at some of the potential drawbacks. So one thing I want to point out here is privacy issues. Once upon a time, we had plenty of privacy, but in today's world, we grow up in front of a camera, in front of a lens. Okay, there's something always listening. I miss the days of privacy, but hey, you have to mature and adjust. That's what life is about. But when it comes to the smart cities, they depend on a network of sensors, cameras, and data collection tools, which can lead to constant monitoring of people's daily lives. I mean, we experience that today. in today's world, in this reality. But I couldn't imagine it going even further. So doesn't that raise, privacy concerns even more? Are we as humans not supposed to have time to ourselves? I always think about like personal data and how that might be misused. Access without your permission, or even sold to these big tech companies. I mean, this is happening right before our eyes once again. So it's a greater risk to our privacy, it seems like, if there's a sensor in just about every aspect of a smart city. Okay. Now, this is really big because we have this now, which is a loss of human connection. We don't need any more losses. Okay. Now, with these cities, as they become more automated, we might lose some of those face-to-face connections that keep communities strong, right? I mean, we lost a little bit of that just recently in recent years. So, being able to communicate with one another is possibly something that we will lose. And at this time, it's difficult to communicate with anyone nowadays. The customer service is horrible. You think about every time you have to pay a bill and you have to speak with someone and they may not understand you, or you may not understand them. That can be a major problem. Or even speaking with the automated system, and the automated system not reading your tone of voice. That is one that probably gets under everyone's skin, right? So relying more on technology for tasks when it comes to transportation is a concern. Okay. I don't know about you, but do you want an automated vehicle driving you around? Me personally, no. I'll pass on that. But hey, we have to mature and adjust, is what we're told. Then you have to think about the digital divide. So all those smart cities aim to make life, a little bit more efficient as well as inclusive, as they say. There's a risk that not everyone will have equal access to the technology. People with internet access or digital skills, or shall I say, people without. People without, obviously, they're going to be left behind, and that could further separate humanity. In the sense of creating social divisions, similar to what we experience here today, right? The United States of America, also known as the divided states of America, because it seems as though nobody is on the same page. Now, what about job losses, right? When it comes to job losses, you go in the store as of right now, are you going to go to a cashier, a human cashier, or are you going to check out yourself, right? So we're already seeing those jobs go away, right? We as humans, we are already losing jobs to AI. So as these smart cities implement more automation and AI, many jobs, especially transportation, retail, as well as public services, may disappear altogether, okay? The shift to automation could, obviously cause a lot of people to lose their jobs, which might require retraining. Some people may have been doing a position for a long period of time in their life, and they have to readjust. Sometimes it takes repetition for people to learn how to do things. And it takes a long time with repetition for them to master it. So for those who, struggle with being able to adjust on the fly, what happens to those people? Do we leave them behind? Do we say that they're not worthwhile or worthy of being a citizen of a smart city? Is that where we're going? Will there be more unemployment? What about the loss of local culture? So again, smart cities, they're supposed to adopt the same technologies everywhere, which is a risk that, unique cultures and identities could be lost. This is what makes us. This is what allows us to distinguish or identify with one another. So, if every city follows that same tech trend, it might overshadow, those local traditions, that good cultural food, the architecture, what's pleasing to the eye. Again, it's going to reduce diversity that makes each and every one of us special in our own right. Okay. Now, even today, we have an over reliance on technology. Imagine a smart city, the possibilities, the possible detriment that it can cause. in the sense of being over reliant because we're not aware of how to do something ourselves. So if a smart city is heavily relying on technology, and if something goes wrong, anything, system failure, a power outage, a cyber attack, it could cause some major disruptions. Think about what's happening right now. If there's a storm that takes place, a powerful storm, how long are we out of power in that particular area? How long do we not have the internet? And most people nowadays need the internet every single day. It's a part of the smart home system. It's a part of the smartphone. Everything's smart. Your car is smart. I guess everything is smart, but humans. And we can't forget that we are the original technology. Either way, I'm getting off topic here. So we don't want to be over reliant on technology. Like I said, that can cause some major disruptions, and it can leave us vulnerable. It leaves the city vulnerable. It leaves the people vulnerable. And guess what? The people make the city. So we don't want any more vulnerability than what we already have living our daily life now, right? Think about the control and manipulation. Control and manipulation. There's a risk that the powers that be, or companies, specific entities, could use data to influence the people and the choices that they make. And by being able to analyze that data, they could manipulate things, especially when it comes to voting patterns, shopping habits. I mean, technically, that threatens our freedom and our personal autonomy. But again, to sum it up, when it comes to smart cities, they do promise convenience, sustainability, and innovation. But they also come with challenges that could affect privacy, relationships, equality, and cultural identity. So if these cities are built for the future, we must stay mindful of all of the risks and work to ensure that technology supports our human values and not the other way around.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.